Well, it's early spring and I have some crops that I planted from seed right here and got them spread out. I'm trying to place them in the garden. Got them hardened off and ready to put in the ground. And while I was out here, I noticed something that I don't think I've mentioned before, but I do this every year. This little guy right here, Vetch. I don't know what kind of vetch it is. I've never taken the time to actually try to figure it out, but it's definitely some kind of vetch. Now, where did I get my vetch? It just showed up. And if you kind of let your yard go back to nature a bit in Texas, it's a good chance there are crops like this that aren't native that will show up. Crimson clover is one of them that can actually just, I have some in my yard that showed up this year actually for the first time. I've never really gotten it to grow here myself, but the vetch, it showed up here and I noticed it was here, and so I don't even have to pay for it, so bonus.
Yeah, I like money though.
Real useful cover crop. Anybody who's gardened even a little bit is going to be familiar with what I'm talking about. Now I'll show you a little, one of the dead giveaways. Hopefully it comes out here. Not bad. So what am I using it for? Why am I even bothering to mention it? Well, I'm having to clear it out a little bit to plant my little sprouts. But I usually leave it as much as I can. It's of course a nitrogen fixer. Nitrogen fixer.
Everybody got that?
This is a garden bed, the first one I ever built, and I didn't build it right. And so it's helping me enrich my soil. And by covering it keeps, by growing it keeps certain weeds from sprouting. It even is pretty darn useful in managing Bermuda grass. So real beneficial for me to leave it. I want to say, I've never tried to eat this stuff, but I think it's possibly edible. I think in ancient times, I think people may have eaten it or used it for something, probably. I know I've heard mention of it as livestock feed for sure. So it has a bunch of uses. So it's not useless. It does need to be managed. It can spread unwieldy. It's not native here, so you probably want to keep it under control. And it's really super easy to control. Once you start seeing these flowers, you can just cut it short, or you can uproot it. I would not uproot it because then you lose a lot of the benefits. But so I would just cut it down low, and it tends to die back. And maybe leave some so that way you get free vetch seed for the following year. Maybe, and my little strategy is to just clear just enough of it to get what I need in the ground. And unless I need the space, if I need light down there, if I don't, then I just kind of leave the vetch to do it on its own. And I just make sure that it doesn't bust out and start spreading well beyond the garden bed. So that's how I keep it under control. So yeah, a little standard gardening practice that I use all the time that I've never mentioned. So, and it's useful for this kind of gardening.
No shit, Sherlock.